If you want to be clear and articulate exactly what you want to say in English, then linking words are really important. In this video, I'm going to show you which ones you should be using for different purposes. So let's get started. I'm your English teacher, Kay, with ISpeakSpokeSpoken. Now let's get started with the first linking word. I'm sure you've heard this before and have probably said it as well, but it never hurts to review. First up is and. This is the simplest way to add on additional information. For example, I went to the store and then I went to the library. It's an easy linking word that you'll hear and use over and over again. And let's take a look at pronunciation. We have a stress on the first syllable, library, library. And the next linking word of addition that we have is much fancier than and. It's moreover. We use it in the same way to add on extra information, but we can use moreover to also emphasize the information that we're adding on. For example, he is a great teacher. Moreover, his methods are innovative. So we're adding on information, but we also want to emphasize this new additional information. And let's go back and check pronunciation. We have a stress here on the first syllable in methods. Methods. Remember to put your tongue between your teeth for this TH sound. Tongue between your teeth. Stress on the first syllable. Methods. Methods. And in innovative, we stress the first syllable. Innovative. Innovative. The next linking word is similar to moreover, but it's even a little more formal. Furthermore can be a little tricky to pronounce, so let's practice together. We've got a stress on the first syllable, and we have the TH sound. Put the tongue between your teeth and practice it with me. Furthermore, furthermore. Nice and slow. Furthermore. And regular speed. Furthermore. Good. So furthermore is similar to moreover, but we use it in more formal contexts. For example, the plan was sound. Furthermore, adding on extra information, emphasizing the next bit, sounds fancier than moreover. Furthermore, it was executed flawlessly. Flawlessly means perfectly. Now let's take a look at pronunciation. We've got sound, not sooned, sound, sound. Make a round shape with your lips, sound. And flawlessly, we stress the first syllable, flawlessly, flawlessly. And another linking word of addition is the term in addition. We use it in the same way that we use and, furthermore, and moreover. We're adding on more information, and it's in a more formal context. Let's look at pronunciation for the word addition. We have a stress on the second syllable. Addition, addition. Good. And again, we're using it to add information. For example, the company is expanding its operations. In addition, it plans to hire more staff. So this is more of a formal business context. And if we look at pronunciation here with this word, make sure you're paying attention to the spelling. Hire, hire. Very good. The next group of linking words are linking words of contrast. For example, but. I'm sure you've heard this and used this quite often. And we use it to introduce an exception or a contrasting point. For example, I wanted to buy the dress, but it was too expensive. So we have wanting to buy the dress. In contrast, it was too expensive. And if we take a look at pronunciation, we have a stress on the second syllable. Expensive, expensive. And let's go back to the most important word on this slide, the linking word of contrast, pronunciation, but, but. And you can click on the I in the upper right-hand corner to download all of these slides, and you can also take a free quiz. If you can't find it here because you're on your phone or a tablet, then take a look at the description box down below, and there you'll find it. Now let's look at our next linking word of contrast. It's much fancier than but. However, with this word, we have a stress on the second syllable. However, however. And similar to but, we use it to introduce a statement that's in contrast or an exception. For example, he was early for the meeting. However, everyone else was late. If you'll notice here, we have however starting a sentence. We don't do this with but we can do it with however. And this is introducing a contradictory statement to the previous one. He was early for the meeting. In contrast, everyone else was late. Doesn't that sound nicer than but? This is one of my favorites. On the other hand, we use this in the same way as but and however. We're showing a contrasting idea. Think about two hands, two possible ideas, two possible outcomes. You have them opposing each other. So if you're presenting a piece of information and then sharing something in contrast, that's on the other hand. For example, the movie received critical acclaim. Okay, that's over here on this hand. On the other hand, in contrast, some viewers found it boring. And let's take a look at pronunciation. We have acclaim with a stress on the second syllable. Acclaim, acclaim. And found, again, a nice round sound with your mouth. Found, found. And most importantly, our linking term, on the other hand, we have TH, which means, once again, put your tongue between your teeth. On the other hand. The next linking word of contrast is nevertheless. We can use this just like however to start a sentence, but we can't do that with but. And again, it's showing something contradictory to what was stated before. For example, the trip was expensive. Nevertheless, it was worth every penny. So we have these two different ideas, the trip being expensive, but it was worth every penny. And let's look at pronunciation. Nevertheless, again, has the TH sound, so make sure your tongue's going between your teeth. And we have a secondary stress on the first syllable and a primary stress on the last syllable. Nevertheless, nevertheless. And here we have worth, again with the TH sound, worth, worth. Once again, worth. We also have linking words of cause and effect. I'm sure you've heard this one before. Because. Because shows us the reason for something. If we think about what this word means when we break it down, be the cause for. So we're showing the reason for something. And we stress the second syllable in because. Because. Practice once again. Because. Good. For example, she took a day off because she was sick. Because is showing us the reason that she took a day off. So we're making a statement before she took a day off because the linking word tells us the reason for it. She was sick. And let's double check our pronunciation here. Took. Took. Our next linking word of cause and effect is therefore. I know I'm killing you with the TH sounds, but the more you practice, the easier it will get. Say it with me. Therefore. Therefore. Once again, don't forget we have a stress on the first syllable. Therefore. Very good. Again, this is showing a consequence or a result of something. For example, it started to rain. Therefore, the match was postponed. So we're introducing information, it started to rain, and then we are showing the consequence or the result, which is the match was postponed. It was pushed until a later day. And make sure when you're pronouncing rain, it sounds like rain. Another linking word of cause and effect is as a result. And we can use this similar to therefore, and we can also start a new sentence with it. For example, he didn't study for the exam. As a result, he failed. This means after this first bit of information that we introduce, there is a consequence or the result. And if we look at pronunciation, in result, we have a stress on the second syllable. Result. Result. Can you hear how the S makes more of a Z sound? Result. And we have a stress on the second syllable in exam. Exam. Once again, exam. And here, even though there's an ED ending, we don't say failed, we say failed. One syllable, failed. And the last linking word for cause and effect that I'll show you is consequently. Consequently means the consequence of the previous statement is, and if we look at pronunciation, I know it looks like a long word, but don't be afraid. We've got it broken down here with the phonetic transcription and a stress on the first syllable. Consequently. I'll do it really slow so you can practice with me. Consequently. And normal speed. Consequently. Good. If we look at the example, the company failed to invest in new technology. Consequently, it's okay to start a sentence with this word. It lost its competitive edge. So consequently means we're showing the consequence of the first statement. The first statement, the company failed to invest in technology. So what happened? What's the result? What's the consequence? It lost its competitive edge. And let's go back and look at pronunciation with a stress on the second syllable in technology. Technology. And let's look over here. Stress on the second syllable. Invest. Invest. And lastly, we have competitive with a stress on the second syllable. Competitive. Competitive. Can you hear how the rest of the word sort of rolls off the tongue? Competitive. Good. And now we have linking words of condition. Maybe you've heard of conditional statements, which we will cover in another video. The linking word if introduces a condition in a situation. For example, if it rains, the picnic will be canceled. So the condition here is if it rains. And after this first statement, we have the result. The picnic will be canceled. And let's look at pronunciation. We have a stress on the first syllable in picnic. Picnic. Our next linking word of condition is unless. And unless is used to introduce a case that makes the previous statement untrue or invalid. For example, you will not succeed unless you work hard. So you work hard is the case that's being introduced that would make this sentence untrue. And let's look at pronunciation. We have a stress on the second syllable in unless. Unless. And succeed, we have a stress on the second syllable. Succeed. Succeed. The vowel sound in the U is a bit soft. Succeed. The next linking term of condition is provided that. And this shows that something happens only if a condition is met. For example, you can go to the party provided that you finish your homework first. So the condition that has to be met is you finish your homework first. Then you can go to the party. And we can look at pronunciation here. Practice with me. Go. Go. And here we have a stress on the first syllable, finish, finish. And again, a stress on the first syllable, homework, homework. The next group of linking terms is about purpose. We have this term so that, which shows the purpose or shows the reason for something. For example, he saved money so that he could buy a new car. So the purpose, he could buy a new car, is the purpose or the reason for him saving money. And let's look at pronunciation. Even though there's an L here in this word, we don't pronounce it. We say could, could. And here, new, new. Now, if you want to use something like so that, but you want it in a more formal context, then this is the linking term to use, in order to. For example, she took a course in marketing in order to improve her skills. Again, it's showing the reason or the purpose for something. She took a course in marketing. What's the reason? What's the purpose? To improve her skills. And let's take a look at pronunciation. We have a stress on the first syllable, order, order. And a stress on the second syllable here in improve, improve. And we're reaching the final part of this course, so let's move on to linking words of conclusion. In conclusion, with a stress on the second syllable in conclusion, conclusion is, you guessed it, used to show the end of a discussion and to summarize the main points. For example, in conclusion, linking words are essential for effective communication. I am ending the discussion and summarizing the main point. And we can look here again at pronunciation with a stress on the second syllable, effective, effective. And our last linking word of conclusion is to sum up. This is a bit more informal than in conclusion, and we use it for shorter summaries. For example, to sum up, practice using these linking words to enhance your writing. And we can check our pronunciation here with a stress on the first syllable in practice, practice. And a stress on the second syllable, enhance, enhance. So don't forget, you can click here to download all of the slides, and at the end you can take a quiz to make sure you've learned everything we've covered in linking words. And if you want to know your level in English, then you can click on the video here to take a test. Whether you're just starting out with your English learning or you've been studying for some time, you can check in on your progress and leave me a comment down below to let me know how you're doing. I've been your English teacher, Kay, with ISpeakSpokeSpoken, and I'll see you next time. Bye!